As we introduce heat number 9 coming off the break, Rio Waida, Ryan Callinan, Alejo Muniz. Remember, the whole situation here is first place goes to the round of 16. You check out the basin here. It's about 10.5 football fields in length, and we're already getting things started. Alejo Muniz ripping through his first turn, driving into a very similar type of maneuver. Third hack is off the lip. Surfing with a lot of flair and intensity, pushing hard off the bottom. Drills it off the roof. Now stretching this out, not worried about the barrel, just going for another big slice on the open face. Clean climb for Alejo. A veteran of the tour, was in the Rookie of the Year race with Julian Wilson back in the day. And how about longevity in the barrel and then lighting up that section, getting the fins out, riding away from his finishing move. The vet looking solid on his opening right. And I kind of enjoyed him deciding not to pull into that first tube section out the back and stick into big moves.
I mean, I think that was refreshing for us to see it. And not just to mention, he didn't go around that section and didn't do anything. He actually, his best turn of the whole wave so far until up to this point was actually that critical section where people are usually getting barreled. He air dropped off the sky, like just very critical turn. And yeah, great effort for him right there. Great start of the heat for Alejo. What do you thought about this wave?
I like his mentality. You know, he like totally just forgot the barrel. I mean, he didn't even look at it. See that? He was just like aiming for this right here. Wow, that was a really big, nice turn. And then, yeah, he just stick to his plan, I guess. You know, he had a plan and he made it.
And then the fin throw to finish. So much dedication to get back on tour. Definitely has been waiting a lot of time to do a maneuver like this back on tour, Jesse.
Yeah, and that's the signature turn. Like, we've seen it so much of that from Alejo, but yeah, that was just power gouge.
Kicks off his opening ride. Remember, 2 lefts, 2 rights. You score your best left and best right. As he's starting to swoop a bit, throwing some carves off the top. Rooftop connection there for our Cal, and now trying to burn some speed. Funneling around him. The Australian comes out, back to business for some maneuvers. Little hang time off the lip line. Draws that down car, picks up the rail, back to the lip again,
oh, no.
And he loses it. After such a brilliant start through the first part of the wave. Mateos, it's such a demanding ride.
Yeah.
One of the longest rides you're going to have on tour. It's got to be hard sometimes just to keep a clear mind when you have so many decisions to make.
Yeah, especially if you're coming from the QS, dude. You're only surfing like two turns per wave, pretty much.
As we see the start, Jesse, what'd you see?
Just great, solid surfing from him. Kind of like the same, like just no downtime. Like, make sure he identified the critical part of the wave and he made the most of it. And it's just so unforgiving, this wave. As much as like that was a beautiful down carve, he's gonna push his back foot right there, and the wave just keeps rolling forward. And if you like, it's so easy for you to actually catch that inside rail or the nose or anything. It's just very unforgiving, and that's what happened right there. Inside nose got caught and went over the handlebars.
Setting up the opening ride for Indonesia's Rio Waida. Swinging into a climb to start. Now working with Reynolds Hayes this year. Third turn, solid, frames it up with that lean back in the pocket, punches the lip again. One of the fastest surfers on tour. Releasing some spray just like if he was at Karamas. Drives into that vertical with the fins out. Nails it again, Rio off and running to a brilliant start. Now starting to think about the barrel. Looks like he wants to pull in and get out in time for a big snap. Bonus turn right there. Might even get a third. He'll go for the 360. Bit of old school flair for Rio Waida.
That's good. I like the claim.
Yeah. When you're feeling it, right? Sometimes it just comes out. Reynolds is always keeping it cool. But I'm excited to see that relationship develop this year with Reynolds and Rio Waida.
Yeah, that's great. And I think obviously he's such an explosive surfer, kind of like similar to what Alejo does, but the difference that he has, he's able to compress and decompress the board a little bit better, so he gets more flare out of the turns. As you're going to see it right here, look how much spray and how much pop this turns out to be in. that's just all like abilities that he has, and it's just solid surfing overall.
And then the back end of this wave, Mateus, what did you notice about the barrel and the finish?
Yeah, it's so hard to read the wave. So he thought probably he was deep, and then the wave didn't barrel the way he wanted it. So he smashed those last turns. And yeah, I like the creativity, you know, like so different in the claim. But he's strong, man. He puts the work, you know. So he's definitely an athlete, you know. I've been. We've been on Quicksilver for a long time together, traveling together. We were roommates.
Most of his major moments actually came once he got to that era, and I think Alejo is kind of just getting started.
Keep telling Jesse the same thing. There's still time, dude.
See, Jesse, make a comeback. We'll back you, or your support.
Here we go.
Alejo Muniz moving quickly.
He's so strong in his backhand. Should I comment?
Please, no, please. Continue.
Yeah, actually, Alejo got a tip barrel riding from Ian a few years ago. It helped him so much, and he's improved on barrel riding. Yeah, crazy. Wow, damn it.
Tough fall there.
I'm sorry, Alejo. I jinxed it. But yeah, that was wave pools are here to stay. And remember, Ian and Alejo went to this wave pool in Brazil, and then Ian was give him tips of like how to do the stance on the barrel, on, you know, left backside barrel. So it did help Alejo a lot, and he's doing way better. His turns obviously is crazy powerful, but you see how this stance is really hard. You know, it's once you learn it, then it's easier, but it's still hard. Every time you're in the board, you got to move your feet. See how he did it. Oh, man, that hurts so bad.
And just missing this opportunity here. But I was going to think, Mateus, how inspiring it would have been for you to get to experience the Challenger Series with a veteran and like Alejo Muniz. He can retell you that story of the final like it was yesterday. Rolling through here, you've got the right setting up, and Arcal getting started. Second turn with some flow down to the bottom, snaps it off the lip. Nice timing on the third turn. Now looking to square up. First barrel ride keeps him out front. Turn out of the pit, solid off the lip. Crushing it again. Now he's found some flow. Nice read again from Arcal. Getting through the white water, last section to pull in, head down, pretty deep, and he's gonna get caught there.
He was on his way to getting a great score. There's some damage done, like mostly that second turn after that barrel, the first barrel. Just very critical on that pocket, like the wave bottomed out underneath, and he kept the speed throughout the turn. That was very impressive from him. Unfortunately, so many people getting stuck on that last little barrel.
Yeah, we'll see what Ryan will do, as he will have another right and one more left to try to win this heat to go straight to the round of 16. Surf Abu Dhabi Pro continues right after this. He has a 6.67. He got that on his forehand, and now we get to enjoy his backhand attack. A lot of great lefts in Indonesia that are world famous. How is that? Fan of spray off the top, hits it off the lip again. Gets a lot of waves at the crowded venue of Uluwatu, and he gets to go home. And now getting out in front, back to business for the backside snap. Sometimes a little bit hard to change gears when you talk about variety, but if you're hitting it hard enough with power, judges don't seem to mind. Now deep, disappears for a moment. Well done for Waida. And still with some energy to let the fins fly free. Mateus Hurdy still with us for the call. Like that turn, and then a reverse to finish. Mateus, you two spending a lot of good time together. You reflected on that memory. Being the wild card in Mexico.
Yeah.
So much to like about this guy, especially his work ethic. But what stands out to you when you both were just going, no way, we're in the main event back in that event at Barra? That must have been really special.
It was a good time. You know, we called each other roommates for a long time after that. But yeah, this wave right here, you know, it feels like he's home, right? Like Uluwatu, getting barrel, doing turns, offshore, he's used to it. So yeah, a really powerful wave. really powerful turns, and I like the second barrel too. He was deep, and this last turn he finished really strong. You know, that wave in the ocean would have been a 12, and you know, but here it's what do you think, Jesse?
I mean, it's hard to call scores, but I kind of personally like this left better than the right. Like he inverted a little bit more, which is sometimes it's easier in your backhand, but not on a wave like this that has so much pace. And I just want to mention the importance of him finishing off that wave strong and throwing the ball to the other side of the court, because now the pressure is on his opponents, Brian and Alejo, and he can only improve to it. He's going to have 2 solid scores under his belt, 1 right, 1 left, and he can go big on the next 2 waves. And just great surfing from Rio. Smart, solid, and aggressive.
Yeah, he liked it.
As we see the scores come in for Rio Waida, 6-6-7. He takes the lead now of this qualifying round, heat number 9, and the Brazilian vet swinging. We talk about Brazil with him. We talk about Mar del Plata in Argentina as well. Wow, that was a dagger in the critical part of the wave. Those floats in transition are very difficult to look that smooth.
No barrel again. I like it. And yeah, wow. The 3 first turns were sick. The wave is kind of weird right now. He's going huge. Come on, Alejo, give us something. Oh! All right, I liked it. I like that he tried, you know, like he could have landed. We never know.
That's his signature turn. Like, he's very good at those corrupt flips. Maybe just not applying before here at the wave pool. It's a different section. It bends more towards you. It's not easy to time it, as we've seen it so many times. People just going a little bit into the flats or out the back, so maybe that's what happened. But a lot of damage done at the beginning of the wave. If you could clear it up the end bit, he would have looked into a very good score.
That turn.
Yeah, those 2 turns on the critical part of the section, but here just mistimed it, that's all.
I remember the one he did in New York. That was,
oh yeah.
I was young, and I remember seeing him, and I was like, Alejo, this is such an airlist, you know. And then I started doing the QS. I was like, Alejo, come on, give us something. Where's the airs? And then just stoked that he tried, you know. Sometimes it's easy to just stay on your rail turns and not risk it. So I'm stoked that he did it, you know. I want him to keep doing this, like keep risking it.
I love how you're like, hey, I can beat guys on tour. I just need to get there. You should have no shame in that, because you got to believe in yourself. As we look at Ryan Callinan, looking for an 8.71. He's got some flow, good power hack. He's really, really strong. He could hold that low stance for a very long time.
This is really hard, that part over there. After the barrel, like, it's hard to time it too, you know, because sometimes you get the barrels. If the barrel is a long barrel, you can get lost too if you do 3 turns and then be too deep for the last barrel. Or if you kick out soon, then you'll do 5 turns and then you can miss the barrel again. So it's really tricky wave, and Brian's a really tall guy too, so it makes it harder, I think.
Yeah, Jesse and I have been talking about it all morning. It's like, okay, what would you do with a wave if you're just going into it? I'm skipping the barrels. Like, what types of maneuvers could be landed?
Airs. I mean, that part of it there, I think Gabriel, I can see Gabriel trying an alley-oop right there, or even just like a air reverse, something like that. But it's really hard, and also it's going to be into the flats. So,
well, I guess the problem is it's a good section, but it's hard to keep the momentum.
Same as Jardy too. Like, Jardy today impressed me so much. Here we go, Rio. What do you think he's going to do? Because they already have good 2 scores. Actually, he's so consistent.
Yeah.
Check this scores: 6-6-7, 6-6-7.
So, Jesse, what would be the strategy here?
Have to go huge. Like, he has nothing else to do. Like, I think he has to be solid throughout the wave. Be critical, but then finish it off with an exclamation point for sure.
Gosh, every turn looks so big. And then a big section to change gears, throw tail reverse. Didn't even have to hesitate. He's still drilling it off the lip. What a performance. Rio Waida skipping the pit. Can he finish? Snap. Blows the tail into reverse. What an amazing ride. Take a bow, Mr. Waida. That was sensational.
And that's the importance of him, like, building a solid foundation. Like, he has 2 pretty decent scores, pretty solid scores for today, and that just freed him up. If he didn't have maybe a good left, he was going to be in the pressure to try and better the score on the right. But now with both scores, he just goes to town, and you're going to see this section right here. He's going to float it, gain speed, bottom turn, and smash that section with so much aggressiveness, and then into a beautiful below tail reverse, moves his feet back around, gain speeds once again, and just finish it off strong.
Well, the wave looks way better right now too, and I love them, and I love when someone just, you know, risk it all, and he did, and yeah, he finished nice. I think he's going to the 7 club. He definitely better his score.
Gosh, what a read from Rio Waida, already starting off with a pair of 6.67s right or left, and that's a positive sign for Rio, showing that he has no weaknesses, front side or backside here in Abu Dhabi. We'll take a quick break. We'll see who ends up on top of heat number 9 of the qualifying round when we return. That score, not a surprise, but making it tougher now for Alejo and Ryan Callinan to fight for the win. But Muniz is already whipping some big turns, slowing things down. Nice classic backhand tube technique, coming off some heavy injuries over the last 8 years, but looking like he is more than 100%. A little bit behind, and he slips off. Chasing an 8.47. And Alejo getting his final wave here in the qualifying round. So now he's going to extend his day today here in this facility, and it'll be part of the night session. 24 surfers in the night session, surfing for 4 spots into the round of 16. What happened here, Jesse?
I mean, it's just all about time in this wave, right? Like, that's why it's so hard. It's such a long, extended wave for you to keep your focus and make sure you have to do the turn at the right place. It's very tricky, and right there he had that the turn previous to that one.
We've got a perfect wave heading towards Ryan Callinan. It's his last chance to take the lead off Rio Waida. Starting on his backhand, Callinan needs an 8.14. There's the blast there. Transitions and doesn't quite make it under the lip, and that's going to be frustrating for the Australian. Or if he keeps the foot down. He's been getting a 6.67, matched it, then a 7.47. And looks like he's ready just to keep his tempo solid. There's something about just continuing to do work, the same type of repetition, and not let your guard down, even if it is a victory lap.
Yeah, I think you have to do that. Like, that's what, you know, Formula One drivers do. Like, they have the repetition, so it comes natural for them, and that's when you start to really perform better and get loose, and that's what he's doing right there.
Especially when you can't surf the reform at the moment, like Mateus would want to do.
Yeah, he's practicing, dude.
Yeah.
This way, I wish I had a wave just to practice before my Vario. Yes, Rio. I think it's 26 liters and then 18. I don't know.
We'll go check. We'll go check.
Yeah,
it out
we go
before you
check.
surf, yeah.
Oh man, I feel so embarrassed. Sorry, Jason, but
well, that's his part, right?
But
He
thanks
just wants to
for
make
the
real.
boards, and yeah, thank you.